So let's try it from first gear. Welcome back guys to another video, and what I've got for you today is, as you can see right behind me, a legendary JDM car. It's the Honda Integra Type R DC5, and it's a facelift car, so it's one of the later post 2004 cars. And as you're probably aware, as with most performance car fans, these cars have got a very good reputation purely for being well focused, very well handling cars, and ultimately one of the most reliable performance cars you can buy. And with it being a Honda, it's kind of like second nature. It comes as standard. So yeah, we've got a beautiful example here for today's video. So I hope you enjoy the video, guys. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Performance Lifestyles. Check us out on Instagram, performance_lifestyles, and we're on Facebook as well, Performance Lifestyles. And if you'd like your car featured on the channel, drop us an email, pflifestyle@hotmail.com. The email will be at the bottom of the screen here and in the description as always, and we'll be more than happy to accommodate. But for today, DC5 Integra Type R. Hope you enjoy the video, guys. Check it out. So here it is, the Honda Integra Type R DC5. And now the example that I've got my hands on today is completely standard. Apart from obviously the wheels have been painted black, there's the standard wheels. There's no funny, I say funny, but there's no inductions, no aftermarket additions at all. It is a completely standard car, which is how Honda designed them to be, wanted them to be. And I mean, look at them. The car is actually, they're a very good looking car even in this day and age. I mean, this car, this shape, the facelift started around 2004, so 18 years ago, and they still are far better looking than a lot of the cars that you get nowadays. I mean, don't get me wrong, nowadays the car's turbocharged and all the rest of it, and you know, they are going to be a bit quicker in a straight line, but these, anything Type R, they weren't really designed for straight line performance. Put them on a track and they will outperform a lot of more powerful cars, even the latest, you know, models. With it being a facelift car, it's got the actual smooth lights at the bottom. The pre-facelift had a couple of dips at the bottom here, and the front bumper's not, I don't think they're as aggressive looking as a pre-facelift, but they're still a DC5 Type R. And obviously the red H, which is Honda's Type R recognition sort of mark, and obviously the Type R on the grille. There's a fair few splattered flies on the front end, so excuse the mess. But I mean, yeah, look at that car. That is a beautiful looking car. Very, very nice looking motors these are. Standard features again, 17-inch alloy wheels, I believe they are Enkai's, and Brembo 4-pot brakes on the front, conventional style brakes on the rear, which we'll get to, and obviously you get your twisted style sort of side skirts. Type R, Honda Integra Type R decals on the rear quarters. These ones are a little bit faded, but they are 18 years old. And again, conventional style rear calipers, painted red. I think that is a factory option, a standard feature. And again, look, standard suspension, everything is standard on this car, apart from the stereo. And then obviously you got your big wing, the big spoiler, which these cars actually need. Some cars have spoilers which people add on, and apart from for aesthetic looks, they don't actually do anything else. They probably slow the car down even more, but on these, they were actually designed with the spoiler, and they were tested with the spoiler, should I say. So this plays a big part in their handling, and which is obviously one of the reasons why a lot of people go for these sort of cars. And obviously again, red H and Type R badge there, and Integra there, standard. Third brake lights on the actual boot lid, and again the standard facelift bumper. We get this black little thing here. The pre-facelift again has a few dips here, cuts in the bumper, whereas the facelift is just a smooth thing here. Standard exhaust. It's quite a big sort of exhaust, to be fair, for standard, but as you can see inside, the actual, I don't know if the sun's catching, but yeah, the actual tailpipes inside, that's just like a welded on piece on the front. And with this being, excuse the wind, with this being, I think it's a C-Pack or something, you get the tinted windows, rear wiper. There was a fair few little things, to be fair, C-Pack and B-Pack and stuff, but then you can delete certain things as well. So it was never as a B-Pack or a C-Pack how they were meant to be. So this one doesn't have a push button start, but it's got everything else: the folding mirrors, the tinted windows, the wiper, and yeah, I mean, look at it. It's a beautiful looking car. So onto the inside. So the first thing you'd obviously notice with these cars is the Recaro bucket seats. Let's take this out before it carries on beeping. So yeah, the Recaro bucket seats, and I believe this car actually did originally come with the red interior, the red seats, purely because you got the red door cards, you get the red carpet, but it does actually have the black seats. So I'm guessing somebody's changed them around at some point. Your standard feature, your Momo steering wheel with the red H in the middle, and again, they're very, very simple and basic cars on the inside. There's not really a massive amount going on the inside. You got your switches for your mirrors here, folding mirrors, left, right, coin tray for the alarm, and obviously the heating buttons are here with your hazard button there, red hazard. I think that might be an aftermarket edition as well. But again, standard sort of feature here. The facelift cars have the white background, silver sort of a dark chrome sort of ring on the outside, and you still get the Type R logo on the speedometer as with the pre-facelift cars. And with it being a JDM car, your indicators on the right hand side and wipers on the left. And again, there's nothing really else. They are a perfectly usable four-seater car, and honestly, these cars are absolutely fantastic. My first one I ever had was probably going back about 15, 16 years ago, and that was a pre-facelift, and I absolutely loved them. I've been a big Honda fanboy for many years, and they still, to this day, I've driven, alhamdulillah, a lot of fast cars, and they still, every time you drive one of these, they still bring a big smile back onto your face. They're wicked cars, honestly. Wicked cars. Revs to 8,500 RPM. VTEC kicks in at about thereabouts, somewhere around there, late 5,000 RPM. And once you stick an induction kit on one of these cars, the VTEC is exaggerated quite a lot. But with this being a standard car, you can still hear it, you can still feel it, but it's not as exaggerated as it would be with an open cone air filter. So that is a must-have mod. If you've got one, get yourselves either a Tegua Group M replica sort of box or just a standard cone filter. Don't worry too much about the heat soak, because I think that's only applies if you're stationary in traffic. If you're stationary in traffic, you do get a bit of bogging down, which you can feel from the heat soak, but I don't think personally it's much of a concern. It's not much of an issue. When you're driving along, it's perfectly fine. The boot on these is also very generous. I mean, just look at the size of that thing. That's actually quite a very big boot for a coupe, for a performance car, should I say. And obviously with the seats, they fold down as well, so it's not a fixed sort of thing, and you get plenty of space in there. You can literally fit, you can lie in this thing, no problems at all, if you're ever stuck in a situation where you have to lie in them. But yeah, they're a very practical car. The only downside is obviously if you've got anybody 6 foot in the back or just over, the actual roof lining sags down quite a bit. Well, not the roof line, but the actual roof slopes down quite a bit. So your head might be very close to the top. But other than that, honestly, they're wicked, very practical sort of cars. And this is one of the lucky cars. It's got a parcel shelf, but which is it's a plastic one, and believe it or not, some people actually take the parcel shelves out because they're worth a good couple £100, so people sell them separately. But yeah, this one actually has got a parcel shelf, and then some birds just shat on the roof as well, so hey ho. I'll show you under the bonnet, and then what we'll do is we'll go for a quick little spin and we'll conclude the video. But yeah, this is honestly, I highly rate them. A lot of people highly rate them, and like I said, this one is a good one for the Honda fanboys like myself. So that is the legendary K20A block. The UK cars had the K20A something else, I can't remember exactly now, but yeah, the JDM, EP3 JDM, Civic Type R, CL7, Accord Euro R, FD2, and the DC5 came with the K20A, which was at least 220 brake horsepower, which is quite a bit, 20 odd brake horsepower more than the UK cars. And they actually do drive, I'd say they're a lot more responsive, a lot better than the actual UK blocks, but some people actually say the UK engines are better when you start force inductioning them. But these are still out the box, they're a fantastic thing. 2 litre NA, 220 brake horsepower, and like I said, even in this day and age, they're still put a lot of cars to shame. Again, standard airbox, battery, Halfords, so somebody in the UK has had something to do with that. And everything else is completely and utterly standard strut brace. And there's nothing else to note underneath the bonnet. It is a completely standard block. What we'll do is we'll go for a quick little spin and then we'll conclude the video, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Performance Lifestyles. Check us out on Instagram, Performance_Lifestyles, on Facebook as well, Performance Lifestyles. And if you'd like your car featured, drop us an email. But for today, we'll catch you on the drive of this DC5. So then, on to the actual drive of this car, of a DC5. When you're driving them absolutely normal, they honestly drive like a completely normal car. Some cars are very difficult, performance cars should I say, are very difficult to drive, like an average sort of thing, like a potter about sort of car. But these, they're a well-rounded car, so you could drive them as a normal car and they don't give you no issues, no drama. And when you want to use them, open them up, it's all there under your right foot. All you got to do is with these cars is, because they lack a bit of torque, because they're NA, turn the air conditioning on, it's a bit warm in here, you just drop a gear and disappear. But yeah, you probably won't disappear too much unless you're on a track, but you get the picture. They're a very, very, very good car. Hence why this is one thing I very strongly believe is, if a car is older, an older car is holding a very strong sort of money, then you know they've got a good following and they've got a good reputation. Some cars, they get older and they obviously just fizzle out and they're gone, done, dusted, simple as that. But certain cars have got a very big following, and the Honda Type Rs are one of them cars, especially these DC5s. We've also got a video up on our channel of the predecessor, the DC2. We've got a UK and a 98 spec JDM, so feel free to check them out. And we've also, if you're after a charged K20, we've got an supercharged K20 EP3 is in the name, UK car, which was, as if I remember correctly, around 400 brake horsepower. And we've also got a K24 EP3 on our channel, which has been supercharged, Rotrexed, and that was, if I remember correctly, it was over 500 brake horsepower. That was a savage. And that was, you know, these engines, these K20s are capable of more than double the power that they're producing from the factory without any problems. Just goes to show how good they are. Honda have really, really limited these sort of engines with the power side of things, and charge them, turbo, supercharge, and they are an absolute menace, even in a straight line. The drive on these cars is great. Everything is literally where you'd expect it to be, and the only thing you have to bear in mind is, with it being a JDM car, the indicator stalks on the right hand side and not on the left hand side as with the European cars. So just sometimes you occasionally flick up the bloody wipers when you're trying to indicate, but that's minor. You get used to that after the first few minutes of driving one of these, or any JDM car for that matter. But yeah, the whole drive on these is honestly very, very good. And like I said, this car is still running the standard suspension setup, so no bumps and no humps to worry about. But and you can really feel this limited slip diff doing its thing as you're taking it around bends, and I'm not even flooring it, nothing like that at all at the minute, and you can still feel it, it's gripping and it's just taking it around. It's such a good sort of feeling. You know, I got offered this car to video for the channel by a viewer, and I had to take the opportunity up with both hands. I'm a big Honda fan, and these cars do not disappoint. Honestly, these cars are absolutely great. And it was a car that I've been trying to get hold of for a little while, so when the opportunity arose, I had to take it up. So here we are from second gear now. VTEC's in. They're a car that just puts a grin on your face. Seriously impressive cars. These were known as being cars you could drive to the Nürburgring drive them around the Nürburgring and then drive them back from the Nürburgring, no problems at all. Oh, bit of screeching going on there. Seriously impressive. Like I said, they're not the fastest in a straight line, but who cares? Fun factor is up there in one of these. They make an absolute perfect daily car. So if you're in the market for a DC5, I'd say get one now before the prices increase even more. They're an iconic car, legendary car. So I don't see the prices tumbling on these. I know a lot of car prices have gone up at the moment, and a lot of them will come back down, and or are starting to come back down. But with these sort of cars, anything rare, JDM, anything with a big following, I don't see them dropping at all. I think the optimistic ones, you know, people are listing DC5s for 19 grand NAs with a few little mods. I don't think they're 19 grand cars yet, unless they're charged and with a decent setup. But you know, these are still a facelift car. You're still looking to pay about 15 grand, as long as the mileage is reasonable. And a pre-facelift, they're hovering around 13 odd grand. Unless you want to get one with 120, 30,000 miles, then you can pick them up for a bit cheaper. But seriously, if you're thinking about getting one, get one. Right then guys, I'm going to conclude the video for today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. It was just a brief, quick, little one, because I managed to get my hands on this car. Well, there was a bit of a story. I actually videoed this yesterday, but then I realized there was no sound on the video, so I've managed to beg and plead and get my hands back on the car again, so I've had to keep it short today. But hopefully I've covered everything, hopefully. So I hope you enjoyed the video guys. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Performance Lifestyles. Check us out on Instagram, performance_lifestyles, and we're on Facebook as well, Performance Lifestyles. And if you'd like your car featured on the channel, drop us an email, pflifestyle@hotmail.com, and you know, we'll be more than happy to accommodate and get your car on there. We'll be more than happy to do that. So do drop us an email and we will be happy to assist. But as per usual guys, stay safe, and we will catch you on the next video.